San Francisco, California. The Bay Area is the location for the Knicks. Defenses, beware. Do not sleep on Julius Randle, or you'll be left in the dust. His team will rally behind his fire as they wind up for action from the Chase Center in San Francisco. Knicks, Warriors, coming right up on 2K Sports. Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports for NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brett Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. It's getting late in the season. Let's see how the standings are out west. Take a look at the Warriors. Their season nearly over unless a form of miracle happens.
And seeing where the Warriors are, they're going to stumble towards the finish line this season with the playoffs nowhere near a possibility.
And you have to wonder just how different this team will look next season, from players to possibly coaches, maybe every level of the organization.
So the New York starting five. Harkless is out there with Julius Randle. Then there's Payton. Then it's Barrett, and it's Gibson in at the five. And for the Warriors, Curry and Clay, the Splash Brothers, in the backcourt. Draymond Green is out there with Chris, and it's Wiggins in at the small forward. Brent, at this point, perennial contenders sometimes coast to the final games of the regular season. Any danger that they can't hit that right button or flip the switch and get back into gear?
When you hear analysts say that the playoffs are all about matchups, they are exactly right. You and I talked about this, Kevin, several years ago about going into the playoffs. Teams don't have to be hot. You don't have to be 10-2 in the last 12 games for your playoffs, because all of a sudden, if you're matched up against a team that's owned you all year long, your chances of winning that series are very, very slim. So it becomes just let's get in and let's find out who we're playing, and then we'll get to work.
Bucket is good.
Goes where Draymond Green just completely disrupts a possession. He reads the offense well and takes a good calculated risk.
The Warriors shooting their first free throw of the night here.
Find the lane. One shot.
New York with the ball. It's a three-point game. Knocks it loose to the left side wing. Outside Gibson. Passes it to Payton. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots over Curry. And the basket by Payton.
Nice dribble move for Alfred Payton out there, shaking and making his defender sit on his heels for a little bit.
Curry looking it over. Wiggins outside. 14 feet away, and it goes down 2 points. Wiggins has got 5 points so far.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
Capitalizing on the error, grinding out points. You gotta love it.
That's why you can't afford to just turn it over to him, because he's going to do stuff like that to make you pay just right down the throat.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach David Fizdale.
Thanks, Kevin. Looking at these matchups, he thinks they can pound the ball inside with success. He wants them to get points in the paint early, force the defense to collapse, and then play inside out. And see if the opponent sticks to that game plan as well, guys.
Thank you, David. Outside Gibson. And it's Marquise Chris with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Here's Randle, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
It's a good try on defense, but with a scorer like Randle, it's just not enough.
And for a lot of these kids, Greg, it's interesting how quickly teams expect them to get up to speed. Case in point, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, he had only the 1 year of college, already being asked to produce. Fortunately, he's very mature for his age and generally plays up to the level of competition.
Battles through traffic and lays it in.
making plays in traffic. This is where Barrett's most effective.
Chris pass to Thompson. Golden State moving the ball around. Tipped away and stolen by Payton. Harkless dishes to Payton. And it's blocked.
Chris rises up, and is he playing volleyball, Kevin? He just spiked that one away.
Got that one up quick. 9 points for Klay Thompson.
Well, the first thought from the D there was to protect the rim, so good idea to take the three in transition.
Looking at the Knicks, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Hawks. And so New York calls timeout. They're first. And a trying summer for the New York Knicks fans. After trading away Porzingis, they were hoping to get a big-name player in free agency, Greg, and they didn't.
You know, shocking they refused to offer the max to Kevin Durant. I mean, there were concerns with the Achilles, but instead he ends up in Brooklyn. Combine that with fans' disappointment at missing out on Zion Williamson, and the saga continued.
Both teams making some changes here.
And here's a look at the stats for Robinson. He's been dominant over the last month. First in shooting percentage, 6th in blocks, and don't forget top 20 in the league in rebounds per game. He's got a great nose for the ball.
And you're right, he's been the pinnacle of scoring efficiency. Never seems to take a bad shot. That's why he's tops in field goal percentage. Pass to Knox. And here's Bullock. Lock at 6. From deep. His first shot is a miss. 0 for 1 to start the contest. The pass to Poole. 1:35 left in the first quarter of the game. Pass to Pascal. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Here is Robinson. He's coming off a 10-point game against Atlanta. Pass to Ntilikina. Goes up on the wing.
Yeah, love the job they've done here to protect the paint. In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key. I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Well, if there were 4 or 5 boxes to check in terms of the game plan tonight, they might have checked 6. I mean, they're doing everything out there.
Now, here's Portis. Feeds it to Robinson. And it's in there. We've got 33 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Pass to Wiggins. Shot clock at 6. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
And he's there at 71 from the line this season, probably below where you'd like to see him.
One shot.
Free throw good. Wiggins. So it's Ntilikina who brings up the ball for the New York Knicks. Trailing by 13. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
Well, Frank looking better and better here on the offensive end.
From deep three-point range, Klay Thompson has been leading the charge for the Golden State Warriors. He delivered 9 points from three-point range that quarter. Terrific work from distance. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Ntilikina has established himself as a legit defender. He spoke about his mindset.
Defense is 80% of will and 20% ability. So you try to stop the player in front of you and you try to deny him to score the basket. That's just the challenge, and that's what I love in this part of the game.
A young player with an advanced understanding of defense, and his length gives him an edge.
And his defense is something he enjoys. If he can put it all together at both ends, he's a player you can build around.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And for the Warriors, this has been the game they wanted to have.
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
They couldn't ask for a better one right now. Just a complete rhythm by all the guys who got some minutes. Wonderful start.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for the Knicks, we've got Mitchell Robinson. Portis is out there with Reggie Bullock. Then there's Wayne Ellington, and it's Ntilikina in at the point. And the Warriors making a change here. Curry's checked in. Here's Wiggins. Drops one in from the wing. Wiggins has got the lead up to 13 now for the Warriors. Ray, you suited up for 6 teams in your NBA career. What do you think about some of the front offices that you came across during that playing time?
I think when you find a front office, when you move from franchise to franchise, is what it is that they value most. And there were some franchises, quite frankly, Kevin, that I played for where they just wanted you to show up on time, get there, play the game, and leave. Those franchises end up having a lot of struggle to find some footing in the league. They also find trouble finding attraction from free agency because people understand the culture just isn't there. There are other teams that do so many other things well, Kevin. You feel so much more valued as a player throughout your course of your career. Those are the places that end up sticking with you. And I think the league is doing a great job from top to bottom, moving in that direction. Now, some are doing it better than others. That will always be the case. But the idea around finding more completeness for what it is you provide a player is a great thing for everybody.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, we all know that circumstances and time changes everything. In Dallas, Dennis Smith Jr. thought he was going to be the cornerstone. But with the arrival of Luka Doncic, everything changed. Promising point guard was traded to the Knicks, and Smith said it was important. It's a big opportunity, and I've just got to make the most of it. Well, Kevin, we know one thing in New York, the ball is back in Smith's hands.
And DA, that's when he is at his best. Thank you. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
That's a nice show of strength there for Payton on the inside, finishing through a little bit of the contact, got rubbed up a little bit.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
And the Warriors making a change here. Chris is checked in. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Taj Gibson's checked in for Robinson. Free throw off from Payton.
Well, we've seen indications of Payton and his all-around game, but we just would want to see the evolution of the shot come along, just more consistent from the outside. That's the next step.
And here is Payton after the three-pointer from Klay Thompson. That one's in there. The Warrior lead is cut to just 11 points in the basket from Payton.
That's how you draw it up right there. A screen, you shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
Now here's Curry. He has 7. They get it back. Chris lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Chris has got his first 2 points of the night. And there's the pass to Barrett. To the middle. Here's Randall, and Randall throws it down.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Pass to Thompson. And it's Thompson with the jam.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Good job to recognize the opportunity. That's just very solid offense.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. One thing about Curry you have to admire, Greg, he never wants the spotlight to himself, even as a leader of his team. He always wants his teammates to shine as well.
You think back to when Klay was trying to break Curry's three-point record last season. Curry was not only cheering for him, but actively setting him up to make it happen. That camaraderie Curry shows is why his teammates love him.
Draymond Green. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Knox is checked in. Oh, that's blocked. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. This is checked in for New York. Five to shoot. Sinks the triple. And it's 9 points for Elfrid Payton.
Off the pass, Payton getting his feet set. Nice job there of turning around and cashing in.
Passes it to Curry. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good. And the Warriors lead by 12.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Yep, that one goes in there. Thompson's got 7 now in this quarter.
This looks like he's got more feel tonight, like he's really got a good grip on that ball as he's letting it go.
Pass to Randall. Here's Knox. Oh, and he's going up for the alley-oop here. And Barrett slams it in.
They have to be aware of Barrett. He's solid at recognizing when it's time to go for the alley-oop.
And the Warriors decide to take their first timeout here, coming off that loss against the Nets. Is checked in for Julius Randle. Reggie Bullock comes in for Barrett. And Frank Ntilikina's subbed in for Elfrid Payton. Here's Poole. 17 points for him last game against Brooklyn. Here's Curry. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Curry's got 11 points.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
And Looney sends it back. Higgins outside to the paint. Looney with the bucket. Looney's got the lead up to 14 now for the Warriors.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Here's Harkless, and Harkless slams it in.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. And that one's good. Wiggins.
Steph out there singing a lullaby to the defense, gets them to sleep, and then sets up the teammate nicely.
Ntilikina, and no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's the Golden State Warriors. Their lead at 15 going into the break. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting. They've been dialed in so far from the field. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, guys. Andrew, what do you like about the way the team's playing so far?
We're competitive right now. We're going after it. In our possession, we're going hard.
We'll see if that continues in the second half, Andrew. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
Klay Thompson putting in some serious work for the team tonight. He had 16 points and 1 assist. In their previous game, he had a performance he said he wanted to put behind him quickly, and so far he's doing just that with the nice first half he had here. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
When Klay Thompson gets into the groove, it's fun to watch. For an elite scorer, he's very unselfish. But his teammates know when he's hot, get him the ball.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
Way too soft in the paint defensively. They were all late on their rotation. Obviously, that's a recipe for getting cooked. And, you know, I like eating that barbecue chicken. They got to do better.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Klay Thompson has been sensational.
Yeah, and through the first two quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Curry and Klay, the Splash Brothers, in the backcourt. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Green, and it's Chris in at the 5 roaming the paint. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Trains the three-pointer.
You risk getting torched when somebody's open. Peyton's skilled enough to find the open man.
And Greg, talking to scouts about R.J. Barrett, they love the athleticism. But what makes him especially good is the work ethic and the confidence.
Yeah, some elite prospects will take plays off. This guy never does. He's not one that sits around and reads his press clippings. He's a warrior, a leader, and he's proven to be a winner.
It's his first trip to the line.
And, of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. You often hear about players talk about their favorite spot to fire from on the floor. How much of an effect does that really have, the favorite shooting spot?
Most of the time, Kevin, what you're talking about is star guys, because they're the ones who ultimately in any given possession, the coach is trying to find that guy in that spot to do something. What happens throughout the course of a year is when that player has the ball there, everybody else knows what to do.
Right.
Like the player knows what he's going to do, right, Kevin? Because he's the star player. But everybody around gets comfortable with the options and where it is that he goes. If he goes right, if I slide right, I'm going to get the 3. If he goes left, he's spinning back. I might move towards the top of the key. So the familiarity of not just the player, but the players around the player, that's where you can make it happen.
That's interesting. And Randall throws it down.
Randall getting up there, explosive vertically on that play with great timing.
Warriors leading by 10. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, before he became a head coach in Memphis and New York, David Fizdale spent 8 seasons as an assistant under Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Now, Spo said he's a brilliant basketball mind that has exceptional gold standard level communication skills. One of the most talented coaches I've been around. So, Kevin, Fizdale is highly respected.
David, he sure is. Great reputation. Now getting his shot. Thank you so much. The Warriors have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight. A different look for New York. Mitchell Robinson comes in for Taj Gibson. And Ellington is subbed in for Harkless. Free throw good by Curry.
Just a big defensive mistake there. I mean, it's like 3 points. You want to harass Steph, but when he goes to the free throw line, we know it's pretty much automatic. Always one of the league's best free throw shooters.
Here's Barrett, and the Knicks hit again from deep.
Well, the talk at halftime must have been a good one. Right now, 3 straight buckets to start the quarter.
Payton against Curry. Knocked loose. Thompson outside. Drills it from outside. Thompson's got 19 points.
Yeah, 80%. Is that a good number from the field? I think so. 4 of 5 here shooting. Terrific start.
Inside. That's good from Randall on the assist by Ellington. 10 points for Julius Randle.
I'm not sure what the coach said at halftime, but whatever it did, it's lit a fire. They're now 4 of 4 from the field to start their offense here in the second half.
Now here's Curry. He's got 16. It's good from long range.
Bottom line, you need shooters on your team who can space the floor.
Oh, there's no doubt he's a legitimate threat from downtown, and he's demonstrating that in this game.
New York calls timeout. Klay Thompson with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Not sure what the defense is thinking, or if they are. They continue to let him shoot. That is bad defense.
Portis is checked in for New York. Reggie Bullock comes in for Elfrid Payton. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. We'll take a look at the Knicks. It hasn't been a great season for them. We may see some changes in the offseason.
Well, right now for the Knicks, they're already looking to the offseason, and that's a shame. Their fans deserve a little bit more from this team.
The body language right now kind of telling the story. Losing takes a huge toll on you, especially during an 82-game grind.
Curry, it's good for his 8th consecutive basket in only 8 tries. Wow.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high-percentage looks from inside.
Thompson outside, a pull-up, good, and Curry gets the assist. 24 points for Klay Thompson.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
There's the pass to Barrett. Here's Bullock. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. 6 to shoot. Here's Wiggins, and it's Wiggins with the jam.
And there's one thing that's never been in question about Wiggins, his ability to be a high-volume scorer. And in case you needed a reminder, he's giving you one tonight.
Now, here's Bullock. Portis finds Ellington. 6 on the shot clock. New York needs to get off a shot. Good on the three-point shot. Ellington's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
Now a timeout called by Golden State.
Well, whether things are good, bad, or indifferent, coaches will have adjustments to make throughout the course of the game.
Yeah, not just there to pump up or to discipline players. You got to make sure that the coach makes the proper adjustments and has his team in the right mindset to carry it out.
Change it up. And now here are the 2K leaderboard. Since the All-Star break, these teams are leading the NBA in second chance points. Number 1, the Knicks.
And offensive rebounding, always a point of emphasis for this group, but for whatever reason, they've had particular success since the break, really just outworking their opponents on the glass.
Now here's Wiggins, 17 points in the game. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And let's check out the stats for Andrew Wiggins. He's one of the standouts over the last month. He's averaging 19 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And very few players in the league can go out and produce like he has. Just a great stretch for him.
He keeps playing like this, and you know in arenas, especially at home, when the star player is playing this well, those MVP chants come raining down.
And both free throws good for Wiggins. There's a minute left in the third. It's tipped. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. It's blocked. They retain possession. Buries it despite the hat. Terrific play. We'll have a chance for one more. It's on Bobby Portis. The Warriors shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one.
And how about as a group, 80% on the season, one of their best attributes.
Marquise Chris, he's checked in for the Warriors. Taj Gibson's checked in for the Knicks.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
So it's Neely Kina who brings up the ball for the Knicks. Pass to Knox. Passes to Gibson. Over Chris. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
Gibson effective at spacing the floor. Maybe not out to the three-point line, but certainly in the mid-range.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Poole. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now, he averages about 9 points a game. Wiggins. And it's Wiggins with the jam.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, well, he settled for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Warriors ahead. Ending the third quarter with an energy burst, a 19-7 run. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And on the floor for New York here in the fourth. Knox out there with Taj Gibson. Then there's Mo Harkless. Then there's Payton. And it's Bullock in at the 2 spot. Shot from 12. And he knocks down the jumper. Wiggins has got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Warriors. Payton passes to Knox. Gibson with it. It's deflected, and he recovers it. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Bullock. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a 3-point play. Going to the line for 1.
That's a strong finish from Draymond Green. Those are the kind of plays where he likes to flex on.
Well, whether you love him or hate him, you can't deny that Draymond Green is one of the more unique players in the league.
There really isn't anyone else like Draymond. I mean, who does everything for a team but score. I mean, not only can he play all positions on both ends of the floor, but also to be the emotional leader. Truly a special player.
And Green, no good on that one. When people talk about a player's mileage limit, do you think total games is the most accurate assessment in that?
I don't think so, Kevin.
What is it?
It's the amount of minutes that the players play.
Yeah.
I mean, there are plenty of studies out there that teams are digging around on when players reach. And trust me, they got to be lucky, but you're talking 35,000, 40,000 minutes in the league, that the body is just not capable at that point of replicating the things that it's done year in and year out. So forget about the games. Go to total minutes played. That's where you'll find the biggest fall off for some of your favorite players that have amused and entertained you for years.
Interesting. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. Here's Poole, and there's the foul. It'll go on Damian Dotson. That is his first foul of the game.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
And the Warriors making a change here. Bowman, covered by Smith. Just 5 on the clock. To the middle. Here's Poole, and they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Of course, Dirk Nowitzki spent his whole career with the Dallas Mavericks. We don't see that much anymore, do we? From the beginning to the end with one team.
No, but I think we're going to still occasionally have anomalies like we did with Reggie being in Indiana for the years of his playing career. Nate McMillan was in Seattle for his playing career, now coach of the Indiana Pacers. So there will be times where we'll have that once or twice. It's not going to happen very much, Kevin.
Not in today's
not in
NBA.
Today's game, and not with what's at stake.
And New York making a change here. Ellington's checked in. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Smith, no luck.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Lee passes to Chris. Bowman, covered by Smith. Just 4 to shoot. And Chris throws it down.
Well, Chris and his size, along with his speed, make him a tough guard in the pick and roll. If he gets off that screen quickly, he's very agile.
Smith outside, 20 feet out, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Golden State moving it around. Pass to Lee. And it's blocked, and he's able to get it back. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Robinson's checked in for Taj Gibson. The Knicks have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Outside Robinson, three-pointer Ellington, and that's good. Robinson picking up the assist. Robinson's got 3 assists in the game. Bowman covered by Smith, and the shot is good.
Yeah, he's got to knock that down if you give it to him. Uncompetitive there defensively.
Well, defense also looking defeated. The lack of hustle is driving the coaching staff a little bit batty right now.
Basket good, and it's 6 points for Robinson. The Warriors have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Last year, the average salary for a starting point guard, Brent, in the NBA, was the highest among all positions. Why would that be?
Well, with the way the game has changed, Kevin, there's certainly an emphasis on being able to find guys who are initiating offense, scoring the basketball, shooting three-pointers, and you're seeing a big shift in salaries between point guards and bigs. That's where the biggest disparity is. Centers in the league are getting less and less of an opportunity to have the extended big money contracts because the game has moved to the perimeter, and if you're a big that cannot play on the perimeter, there's not a lot of teams that are willing to invest a significant amount of their cap space into the center position. They want guards and wings who can play out there and do the damage from there.
Nice shot by Smith.
Encouraging to see Dennis Smith Jr. with that kind of range and that kind of confidence.
On offense, here are the Warriors. Bowman, covered by Smith. Bowman, Robinson with the block. And it goes out of bounds. That went off Robinson. It's stolen. And pushing it up, here's New York. Smith with the ball.
Ntilikina's defense and pressure right there, starting the fast break.
The clock now can just run out for the Warriors. Bowman, covered by Smith. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Clay, what is the key to the way you play tonight?
I'm just used to the pace of the game by now, and my teammates do a good job of finding me when I'm open, so all credit goes to them. I just catch and fire when I'm open.
And they found the shooter, and he shot. Thanks, Clay. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.